Thanks to Athletic Greens for sponsoring today's video. What's up, Elon? Yeah. Okay. Alright. How's Elon Musk? Wants me to come down to some Cyber Rodeo party in Austin, Texas. Gonna be like the biggest party of the year, that's what he said. I don't know. Ah, what the heck, let's go down. Yeehaw! Giddy up, cowboy. We are heading down to Austin, Texas for the grand opening Cyber Rodeo event. We're driving down from Louisville, Kentucky, all the way down to Texas in my Model 3 here. Going to be a road trip. I'm going to have you guys come along with me. We're going to see what Tesla has planned. Hopefully we can see some Tesla semis, some Cybertrucks, some Model Ys with the new batteries. Giga-Texas is the new Tesla headquarters. It's a $1.1 billion factory, 4.3 million square foot facility. It's going to be an amazing time. Let's go down to Texas and have some fun. All right, first supercharger stop of the trip at Nashville, Charlotte Pike, Tennessee, brand new V3 supercharger station, like 10 stalls, nobody here except me. Beautiful. We arrived with about 20 miles of estimated range. It was raining the whole time, pretty cold, like not too cold, but like 50-degree weather. I hate rain because it impacts your efficiency. It uses more energy to travel. So I'm averaging over 300 watt hours per mile, which is way worse than what I usually do. My average is around 250, but the rain sucks. It also sucks because it blocks the cameras, and like for majority of that drive that I did, autopilot and full self-driving were not available because the cameras were blocked. So I had to drive manually, which kind of impacted my efficiency as well because I was driving pretty fast. When you force me to drive, it's easy to go pretty fast in a Tesla, and I usually like to just rely on full self-driving / autopilot to just handle the speed, set it at a max speed and let it go. But the weather is finally clearing up a bit. Hopefully we get some better efficiency on this next leg of the trip. The second charger stop of the trip in Jackson, Tennessee. We are at an old country store and restaurant, arrived with about 90 miles of range. Still getting awful efficiency. I don't know why. We are at around 300 watt hours per mile, which is not good. We're gonna be charging here for about 30 minutes total. Not bad. I gotta go use the bathroom and I need to eat. Then we'll hit the road again, and next stop is going to be in Arkansas. We are at the Brinkley, Arkansas supercharger, 250 kilowatt V3, which is nice. Pulled up about 20% battery. First time here in Arkansas, and yeah, pretty much what I expected Arkansas to be like. There's really nothing around. It's a food mart and nails and spa, and that's about it. But hey, I think I have a theory of why I'm getting such bad efficiency. I think it's because I got new tires recently. And this is the first time I've driven since getting my new tires. These tires must not be EV friendly, and they're not very efficient. That's just my guess. Could be something else. I don't know. I'm just gonna blame it on the tires. All right, the sun is going down. Beautiful sunset here in Arkansas. We're almost to Texas. We're going to charge one last time at Texarkana supercharger. Probably be there for about 30 minutes or so, and then that's the last stop of the day. Go to sleep over at a hotel, and then drive the rest of the way to Austin tomorrow. So see how it goes. So far so good. Now we all know when we're traveling on road trips and in hotel rooms, it's difficult to eat clean. David's Burgers, right there, the best burger I've ever had in my life. Delicious. But today's sponsor, Athletic Greens, makes it easy to get a healthy serving no matter where I am. AG1 by Athletic Greens is a daily supplement that makes my routine of eating healthy super simple. It has 75 different ingredients, including vitamins, minerals, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. And in 2022, we are all trying to do more with less, especially when it comes to health. And AG1 has allowed me to minimize and declutter by replacing all my other supplements, which is extremely convenient for me when I'm away from home. Just one scoop or travel packet of AG1 with 8 ounces of water every day. It's that simple. It not only gives me a natural energy boost, which is crucial while driving long stretches, but it also helps support my immunity, which I definitely want to be in tip-top shape before going around a crowd of people. And it tastes better than any other supplement drink I've had, and it sure beats having to eat individual foods separately. Go to athleticgreens.com/AndySly to get started on your order, and Athletic Greens is going to give my community a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase, so click the link in the description below. Start of day 2 is not going so well. Charging is fine. I just got to Sulphur Springs, Texas, charging for the first time today. We're about 4 hours away from Austin, and just got a ticket, speeding ticket, yeah, going 39 and a 30.
on my way to the supercharger here in Sulphur Springs. So that's always fun. Other than that, we're doing great. It's a beautiful day. Hopefully I'll make it there in time for the doors to open at 4 p.m. Okay, no ticket this time. We are at the last charger stop before we get to the Gigafactory in Austin. On this trip, I was kind of curious and kind of scared that I was going to run into a packed supercharger station and have to wait. I've never had to wait for a supercharger ever. This is like the most full supercharger station here in Waco, Texas. There are a few slots open, but it will say on the app, it says high usage supercharger station, charging is limited to 80%. You can adjust that, but just by default, it'll go to 80%, which most of the time you're charging to 80% anyways when you're on road trips, because you don't want to charge to the full 100 because that last 20% takes forever. Luckily, there are like 20 stalls and it's a V3, and that is another good thing about this trip. Like half of my supercharger stops have been at V3 superchargers, so they charge faster than the old V2. They go up to 250 kilowatts max, so that's awesome. If we can get all the superchargers to be V3 and 250 kilowatts, that allows people to charge quicker because the power isn't shared like the V2s. Good luck so far, great weather. Next time I see you, hopefully we'll be at Cyber Rodeo.
All right, here it is in all its glory, the Texas Gigafactory in Austin. This is Tesla's new headquarters. So, this whole Cyber Rodeo party event was just an excuse to not only party, but to actually just show the world that this is real. Tesla is here. They did it, and it is breathtaking how big this place is. It is so long and tall as well. And so yeah, when we first walked in, this was basically just a tour that people could walk through the entire facility and just see what all Tesla is up to and the type of technology and their manufacturing process, how Tesla is actually making their incredible vehicles. And when you first walk into the facility, they had probably the biggest part of the manufacturing process, the Gigapress. And the Gigapress is a series of aluminum die casting machines that's manufactured by a group in Italy, and they are notable for being the largest high-pressure die casting machines in the world. And this is what Tesla uses to produce the two largest parts of their cars for a more efficient process. And efficiency is one of the biggest reasons why Tesla moved their headquarters to Austin, Texas, and built this incredibly big facility to produce their cars, because they wanted everything in the same place. When Elon took the stage, he said that they wanted something really big, and they're able to complete the entire manufacturing process from start to finish, all in the same facility. Everything from like the seats to the paint, and of course the new 4680 battery cells with the structural battery pack. And that is the most anticipated part of the new vehicles that are made here in the Texas Gigafactory in Austin. Elon has said himself in the past that Tesla wants to be the best manufacturer in the world. They want to build the machine that builds the machines. Okay, so it's very meta. They're not trying to be like the best car company. They want to be the best manufacturer, because they're not just producing cars, they're producing batteries, they're producing solar panels, and of course they're doing stuff like the Optimus robot, which also made an appearance here, which I could take this thing, by the way. It wasn't very big. I could take it, so don't worry if the robots try to take over, you probably take down the Optimus. It's pretty skinny, it needs to hit the weight room a little bit. But now the tour of the factory was sort of like the first floor, and then they led us upstairs to the second level, which is just a huge space. But this is where they had their new products on show. Of course, they had the Roadster, the 2020 Roadster, which did not come out in 2020, obviously. So this is set to come out next year along with the Cybertruck. But yeah, I was just so excited to see that Roadster again up close, because this is the closest I've ever been to the new Roadster. I mean, it looks like a car straight out of a video game. I can't wait to get my hands on that, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, it was good to see the Cybertruck as well up close. I can't wait to see them on the road, though. Like that excites me the most, because this thing is just massive. It looks so polarizing. It's so futuristic looking. And then the semi, I've never seen the semi before in like good lighting, and this is the closest I got to the semi, which is really cool to see that as well. But yeah, I mean, the Cybertruck, Just looked really cool. On the other side, they had it set up, and the sun was kind of setting, and it looked like something out of a movie. And I was like, okay, that makes me excited for the Cybertruck to see it in that light right there. And right around sunset, they had a surprise show from Gary Clark Jr., which was awesome. I wasn't even expecting that. He's from Texas. He's from Austin, and he's like my wife's favorite rock star. So I had to FaceTime her and just break her the news that I was here seeing Gary Clark without her. So yeah, once the sun set, we were just waiting for Elon to take the stage and make his remarks. And they had 2 Model Ys up on stage. And these Model Ys are the first vehicles that they're making here at this factory, and they're going to have the new 4680 cells, the battery cells, with the structural pack. So these are actually the most anticipated cars right now. Nobody really knows how Tesla's going to roll these out. Are they going to be priced differently? What is the range? Are they going to be the new standard dual motor variant of the Model Y, which has never been released before? It's just a brand new model. So it's just going to be really interesting. I have a Model Y on order, so I'm so excited to see what's going to happen with these Model Ys. But one of the most impressive things about this party was the drone light show. As we were waiting for Elon to take the stage, they performed this incredible drone light show outside of the facility. And the drones formed different figures in the air, and that's the Model Y, and they formed like the Cybertruck, and then of course they did Doge, and the crowd went wild for that, to the moon, right? And then of course Elon drove the original Roadster onto the stage, and of course came out in his cowboy attire. Tesla is definitely knows how to put on a fun show. No other company is going to do anything like this, which is, it's always fun. They don't take themselves too seriously, which is something I love about Tesla and Elon himself. Then he showed like the graphic of how big the Gigafactory is. If you put it on its side, it just dwarfs the Eiffel Tower. It's 338 million cubic feet volume, 15 city blocks long. That's what he went on to say, that this year, 2022, is all about massive scale. Even though they've reached nearly 1 million vehicles delivered in a year, that's still a small percentage. They only have 1% of the total global vehicle deliveries. 1% is still pretty small, even though they've made huge progress. So it's only going to get more based on what I've seen here at the factory. And then next year in 2023, they are going to be focused on releasing all kinds of new products. So the Cybertruck, the new Roadster, and Elon finished the show by saying the first vehicles made in Texas at this Gigafactory in Austin are delivered right now, and they drove them across the stage. And it was about 10 or so vehicles, Model Ys, and then they finally ended with this Cybertruck as Franz von Holzhausen drove the Cybertruck on the stage, and people were just begging him to throw another steel ball at the windows, but they passed on that, which was a good move. But they talked about how they were excited for the Cybertruck and just to be patient, and they're working on it, and it's going to be worth the wait. So Elon jumped in the Cybertruck and drove off the stage, and that was pretty much the end of it. And this was such a good, not just a fun party because Tesla likes to throw these parties and stream them, and the news picks them up, and it's good for everybody to kind of see and how quirky and fun Tesla is. But at the end of the day, the real reason I think is just to look at what we've done. This is it. This is real. We're coming for legacy auto. We're going to put a smackdown to gas cars. It's fun to be in a car and feel the final product, but like seeing the actual process of how they put together these amazing vehicles, it makes you appreciate it even more. And it really makes me just a bigger fan of Tesla and the vehicles and their mission, and it makes me more excited to get more people inside of a Tesla vehicle and interested in a Tesla. So I hope you enjoyed this recap video, this road trip video of me going down to the Cyber Rodeo event for the grand opening of the Texas factory. I'm so excited to see what they have in store for this new Model Y. And if you want to see what I end up doing with my Model Y and what kind of Model Y it is, hopefully it's the new 4680 from Texas. Make sure you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and share with others. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
This is the guy, not Elon. Elon didn't invite me, but this guy right here.
Yeah.
Came through the clutch. John, Tesla Silicon Valley member, president, right?
Yeah. President, Tesla owner, Silicon Valley.
This is a good time.
Yeah.
If you haven't made it here to this Cyber Rodeo event, you should definitely come to the Tesla Owners Takeover.
August 6th at the Madonna Inn.
California.
We have all of the Tesla Owners Clubs from California coming. Elon tweeted, who knows? He said probably Cybertruck, so I don't know what that means. But
lucky to be there along with some other amazing speakers from the Tesla community. So it's going to be awesome. Great weather, California in August. You
can't beat it.
Yes.